Do stocks still have enough momentum to run into the fall? Jonathan Thomas is the American Century CEO and joins us now to tell us what he thinks. Good to see you again. I wish I was there. It looks beautiful as ever.
I wish you were here as well. I think we got Dom sneaking out here for a day or two, but you got to get out here, Scott.
Yeah, he's a lucky man. He's definitely a lucky man. So what do you think about this market? You feel like we've really had a V-shaped recovery, as I've already discussed with our guests. Does it continue?
Yeah, it's been pretty incredible. Obviously, if you weren't paying attention in April and you just went away for a little bit, you think nothing happened. The good news is if you weren't paying attention, you probably didn't do anything stupid with your portfolio and panic in the meantime. But yeah, I feel pretty good. I think as an organization, we are marginally bullish on equities, cheating a little bit towards non-U.S. developed markets. And as the expansion and market rally continues, the breadth of it has expanded as well. So we're also over-indexing a little bit into small caps.
I find it interesting that you're still inclined to lean into the non-U.S. trade, which obviously had a nice run. Some of the commentary that I've been reading over the last few days suggests that, okay, that's great, that's done. Now, because of, the tariffs aren't going to be as bad as thought, deregulation, the tax bill, economic growth is going to be good, the Fed's going to be cutting. Now you should lean into the U.S.
Yeah, the non-U.S. markets have a little bit more accommodative monetary policy, but I'm not suggesting abandon the U.S. I am always all in on the U.S. and our resiliency, and you're absolutely right. The soft data, if you think about it, Scott, for months has been incredibly negative, surveys and sentiment and whatnot. The hard data, the actual the economic metrics have actually been incredibly resilient through this whole period, and I think they'll continue to be that way. The other thing that people don't talk all that much about, but President Trump cares about the markets. He doesn't care so much about the really short-term volatility, but he pays a lot of attention, and I think if we do get into some unexpected volatility, you'll see him back off a little bit, as we've seen in other instances as well.
Oh, so you're still a believer in the so-called Trump put?
100%.
Yeah. And what about the Fed put? You think they're cutting this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think I wish President Trump wasn't hassling him so much. I think he'd be a little bit more free to do what he wants. But I do suspect we'll see a cut or two later in the year as, we continue to see some pockets of softness in the U.S. economy. And everybody, at the end of the day, the Fed, the president, they all want the same thing. Everybody wants full employment. Everybody wants low inflation. And everybody wants strong markets. And just at some point, that data will line up, and everybody, I think, will be aligned to focus on driving those markets.